Hey there, how's everyone doing? My name's Rendi, and I'm known for just doing some weird stuff in this game. So that's what we're going to do today, weird stuff. But this all stems from my Defence Saga series, where I take on the game as an Iron Man Defence Pure, going for some of the craziest items that can be possibly equipped or even used on this account. And my next item was going to be the Dragon Axe. I didn't want to spend time at Wintertot, and I've already actually spent a lot of time killing Dagannoth Rex in my last episode, being 333 kills without a singular drop of the axe, but instead getting over 3 Berserker rings as well as Warrior rings. So we've got a lot of drops, just not the one we wanted, but the main problem here was we ran out of recoils in my last episode, and I absolutely 100% needed these rings of recoil because, well, because Dagannoth Rex heals like a madman. He heals 10 HP every minute, and along with the recoils and along with my initial poison from my alt account, that's the only way I could kill this thing and get the drop, unless I'm using, once again, 35 retribution accounts, which I have done in the past, but we're not going to do that again because that's just annoying and terrible. Also, yeah, that's paired with the DFS spec and recoils I forgot to mention, which is just barely enough DPS to kill this thing. And also, my method for making recoils now is very lacking. The only way to do that is by smuggling the Cox boost and having a minute or less to take it all the way from the Fountain of Ruin from the Wilderness Crab teleport, which is very hard to accurately click, as well as any minor lag can scuff your whole run and you can waste 15 to 20 minutes preparing the Chambers of Xeric, or just get through it all and make 1 or 2 rings before the boost goes down when you're finally at the fountain. What I'm talking about here are very bad options that I don't want to do. Most of my recoils were made back in the day whenever you were able to smuggle the Cox boost and keep it for a long period of time, and then I would transport this boost to the Fountain of Ruin where I would not gain XP. Now, I had to do this because I'm 1 magic, and no normal magic boost besides the one in Chambers of Xeric was going to get me to that 7 magic requirement required for enchanting sapphire jewelry. Because I'm a defense peer, I'm 1 magic as well as 1 every other stat besides defense and HP. So we had to find another solution to this problem, and that brings me to what we're doing today. Basically, I had to get a bunch of magpie implings because due to a newer quality of life update, these things now have the chance of dropping 3 rings of recoil and a 1 in 21 chance, which is pretty rare considering the impling is very rare to even spot. Also, magpies are a rare impling. They're hard to find in the game, even hard to find sometimes in Puro, and to catch these things consistently, it's going to take a wild and crazy method to do that. And that's what we're going to do today, along with just some other updates on the defense account throughout the journey, and, well, yeah, me getting a lot of magpie implings, even lucky implings, dragon implings, all the rare implings I can find in a new type of method, in a new type of fashion, otherwise known as the Impling Surveillance system. So, you might have remembered from a few years back I did a surveillance video of Varrock. This is going to be way different because this is actually mandatory, required. I need recoils for my account, and I don't want to be just, you know, sitting there getting 1 recoil per 5 hours doing the Cox method. So instead, we're going to be making a magpie farm consisting of over 20 accounts across various different worlds, and we're going to have to get 17 hunter on all these accounts to get into Puro. We're going to disguise ourselves as 3rd age van races and more. First, I want to get into our sponsor for today's video and give them a shout out. That sponsor is Pocket Champs, a free-to-play mobile game available on iOS and Android devices. Train your characters to run, climb, swim, and even use flying abilities for upcoming races. You want to strategize to find the best racing strategy through use of world analysis and gadget selection. Like any trainer, you trust your champ, so once you have everything set up, during the race you can lay back, even do some casual OSRS content on the side. A new world event also starts soon in this game. On July 11th, the Community Rush goes live. It is the first Pocket Champ community event ever where everybody plays together to reach the same target and unlock rewards for everyone. One of the things that drew me to this game and accepted the sponsorship because it's super cool is the cute, accessible, and fully customizable and appealing characters, otherwise known as just the art style throughout the game. It's very cute indeed. Please download Pocket Champs in the description below, or use the QR code on the screen now to very much so help out my channel. If you're one of the first 50 people to end up downloading this game, you'll automatically be added to my friends list, and my top 3 friends will also get some extra reward. Now, you will have to click that tracking link again after downloading it to get an opportunity to get on my friends list for the first 50 friends. But if you don't make the cut for the first 50 beautiful people that enter my chat, well, you're going to get something anyways. I partnered with Pocket Champs and they've offered 500 plus gem rewards for free, along with an ice cream skin to anyone who uses that link in the description below. But this is only valid until July 31st and will be active on your account on August 1st, 2024. So another thing I was hunting for on the last episode of the Defence Saga was clues, hard clues to be exact, I wanted the Dragon Boot Ornament Kit, as well as the Amulet of Glory trimmed, because this account cannot get a Fury and the normal Amulet of Glory just looks like trash, let's be honest. So I went from 87 all the way to 99 thieving in the last episode at Rogue's Chest, juggling clues on the ground, since now they can stay on the ground for an hour. This only ended up in me completing about 30 total hard clues over the course of the entire 99 skill of thieving, and I did not get either of these drops. But I did get a Robin Hood hat that I'll never be able to wear because, once again, I'm going to be one range and one everything else besides defense and HP on this account. But I thought, if I do set up this magpie farm, I'm also going to be catching ninjas as well as magpies, and both of those have a chance at dropping hard clues, so maybe I can do some more hard clue juggling. Therefore, I decided, let's get started, let's set up the farm. I spent about 2 hours actually going through Tutorial Island on 20 accounts simultaneously, and it was a big headache. I was afraid I would actually get chain banned or chain locked at the end of the tutorial on all these accounts, not to mention it took a long time just to create the accounts, usernames and emails and passwords. But finally, I set them all up on a Jagex launcher because Jagex launcher can now hold 20 accounts, so it was easily accessible to log back into all of them once they were logged back out without having to type their details every single time. But yeah, we're starting on 20 fresh level 3s. What I need to do is get off Tutorial Island, then trade every single one of these accounts a bond to get membership, and make sure I'm able to do this as fast as possible, because the more membership I waste, I'm wasting hundreds of mils. So I want to do this in a time period that I know I'm going to have as much time as possible for 2 weeks to sit down and track some Implings. So what did I do? I used my main, traded all of these accounts a bond, made them member, went over to a member's world, then traded them all bird snares and a Felda Pills teleport. This in itself took almost an hour just trading and figuring out which account was what when I was doing this. So I got over to Felda Pills with my bird snares, which I knew I would need multiple of because I would likely forget to pick these things up, and I decided to move my character over near a tree so it would auto path back to the right location every time I dismantled or picked up a trap that was snared. Therefore minimal clicks were needed, but I could still only do this about 10 accounts at a time. If I tried 20, it was just too much and I was not able to actually keep up with the bird snares, and some of them would fall over and I would be losing XP. So yeah, we did half of the accounts from 1 to 17 for a couple of hours. This was a little bit delayed because I still had to take control of all these accounts, and Hunter is a very slow method at first. After now kind of knowing the optimal placement of the trap, the next 10 weren't as bad, but yeah, I was able to get 1 to 17 Hunter once again, and in total this took about 4 to 5 hours to get 17 Hunter across all the accounts. Yes, I could have gone to Varrock Museum and filled out all of those questions, but doing that on 20 accounts just didn't sound appealing, and I wanted to do a repetitive task that I knew I could get done, such as snaring these birds in one location and not having to move 20 accounts at once again and again to new locations. You also can't pot to get into Pure. I've tried it before, so I couldn't actually go in at 14 Hunter. I did have to do the entire 17 Hunter requirement. And normally people think you have to do Lost City to actually get into Pure, but thank God you do not. You only need the 17 Hunter requirement for the first Impling, and then you need to find the crop circle that's active. And I would have to find one that all of these new accounts could access. So I waited around and looked for the new locations until it came up with one that I could actually access on 20 accounts with no basically quests or anything. I almost actually missed the 15-minute window that this thing sits in because it does change location every 15 minutes, and it took that long to get these 20 accounts over there and click the portal. From here I then placed all of the accounts in 20 separate worlds northwest inside Pure, which were placed on a tile that kind of got a whole view span of the area northwest where a lot of the rare Impling spawns happen. There's also a rare Impling spawn to the southeast, but I don't know, I decided to go northwest. No real reason for it, just decided to do it. And from there, I could see whenever Implings were coming into those accounts view that they are actually rare Implings by using the Impling Notifier plugin. I could have stopped here. Now, I was on a second PC, remote desktoping into it to control these 20 accounts with a lot of processing power. And actually, at one point, my computer literally did not turn on the next day. I went back to check it, it was off, and I had to replace the power supply on my computer. I had fried the computer by leaving the logged out clients overnight on, so I came across another issue, and yeah, that was that I had to replace my entire power supply. And for some reason I replaced it with one I had in my closet that was old, that was even less wattage, and it seemed to work better. I don't know, maybe it was just a cheap power supply. But yeah, we fixed the problem after a few days and got back on the imp grind. Basically, the process was this. I'm going to set the Impling notification on for all the rare Implings past magpies, so it will notify me as well through the desktop but also through another plugin on the plugin hub known as the Discord Alert plugin. With Discord webhook, I was able to adjust the settings on all of the clients and type, instead of the @ sign to ping myself on the @ I would ping the actual world number the account was on. So I would use this and I would type the world number, and in my private Discord server, it would type the world number out and the impling that was pinged. And yes, this is all through RuneLite and through the plugin hub. So all of this was done completely legally through the RuneScape rules. So I had 20 accounts now pinging me locations in 20 different worlds for certain types of imps all over the threshold of magpie. On average, I was probably catching about 50 magpie per hour, 30 ninja impling per hour, 10 dragon impling per hour, and maybe 1 lucky impling per hour. But there was one problem. Have you ever heard about a bunch of people getting false macro bans recently, especially multi-loggers that are in similar locations that look the same? Well, yeah, I did not want that to happen to me, so as a preventative measure, I traded all of these accounts a 3rd age ring. Yeah, I literally bought 20 3rd age rings and made them all into 3rd age ram braces on the ground. These were literally indistinguishable from the ground. As well, it helps that in Puro, you can't even see your minimap. It's black, so you could not see any white dots. These accounts were basically here non-existent for days at a time, and people had no idea. It was actually a bit hilarious because when someone would snipe an imp from me, I would sometimes talk to them and freak them out. Also, speaking of sniping imps, Venezuelans, bots, and all kinds of weird people were found in these locations. At first, I reported a lot of them, trying to get rid of them, but I realized this actually started working and getting some of them banned, which flawed my entire system because I stopped getting pings. The Venezuelans and the bots were force spawning implings by catching the nature implings, the ones I would not even touch, allowing for the worlds to cycle to higher tier implings such as magpie and above. So by having the Venezuelans and bots somehow work for me in a way, I was actually able to spawn more rare implings, and therefore I stopped reporting them entirely, even going as far as adding some of them to my friends list account and then making their worlds my 20 account worlds because they would force spawn the imps and I would just track which world they're in if they had their private on. Using them in my favor, actually. Yeah, I know, it was pretty hilarious. And just competed with them and let them go about their business. I did have a Dark Lure alt here, which was able to allow me to compete with these, although sometimes I would hop over worlds too slowly because the world hop and the servers are a bit slow at times. For the random worlds though that these accounts were in, I at first had them organized world by world and I would just quick hop to these worlds. But after that, I decided to go ahead and spread them out to these worlds that these bots and Venezuelans were in. So I made them join a friends chat and then left click, pressed hop 2 on the world list of the friends chat to get to these worlds quickly, and sorted that clan chat by the world. Therefore I could just click next to each username in the friends chat and hop to that world that I was getting pinged for on my other computer. And yes, there were some unfortunate incidents where I had literal lucky implings sniped in front of my face by like a level 60 main Venezuelan that had no use for it anyways and probably got junk. One of the people I found at these locations literally had a bot, and my friend said something that I was like, there's no way. Because at first I thought it was speaking a foreign language, and he's like, no, that's not even a foreign language. That's literally gibberish. That's like multiple languages mixed together. And I thought, maybe this bot was programmed to say something like this because it looks like a foreign language and it looks like a Venezuelan talking to you. But in fact, it's literally, if you type in Google Translate, detect any language for any of these words that they're using, they mix languages and they make no sense whatsoever. They just say random lines of gibberish. So even if you were fluent in that language, you wouldn't know what to say to these people. And it's like an AI that responds whenever you talk to it or follow it. It's super weird. It's not a real person, but it acts like one and literally speaks in gibberish. I had this along with many different instances of weird things happening across this, but overall I caught thousands of magpie implings, almost 500 dragon implings, a few hundred ninja implings, and I got a lot of hard clues out of these. I did a couple hard clue sessions where I juggled hard clues on the floor at the farming guild with my farming cape teleport and was able to get a lot more hard clues done, getting up to 50 hard clues. Unfortunately though, still no dragon boot ornament kit and still no amulet of glory trimmed from these hard clues, even though I have probably the highest amount of hard clues done on any Iron Man Defence Pure at this point in the game, because I'm just trying to get these cosmetic items. But the hard clues weren't necessary. In fact, in the last episode, I did a lot of those. If you want to see the process of those, I do have to drop a lot of those because I don't meet the requirements, the quest requirements, the stat requirements, the gear requirements for some of those. We're just going to go ahead and kind of brush over that, and eventually maybe I'll get some more hard clues. I did end up getting about another 300 to 400 recoils from all the magpies I caught over the course of about a week and a half. Although that's not a lot, it is a lot to me, and it allowed me to get about 60 more Dagannoth Rex kills, which of course resulted in me getting some more rings, but not the dragon axe that I wanted. So the mission was unsuccessful, but the experiment was awesome. I was able to, use this Discord hook, this Discord alert plugin, and basically just have a constant flowing progression of implings coming into my account. And actually, if I price check these implings at some point, just in one of the 3 periods, I think I had made like close to 90 million implings in like 2 days of catching these things consistently. So this was actually, if I was a normal account, a very good money maker. And even for my account, it provided me with a lot of high alks and more money I would be using eventually to pay for my mahogany planks for 99 construction through mahogany homes, as I have the mahogany logs just sitting in my bank. Speaking of some profit, wilderness agility got changed during this time period as well, and I tested that out also with a high skill level in a skill total world. I never got PK'd, and I was making almost 1 mil an hour in high alks there also. And yeah, I think I actually have enough money now if I craft all this jewelry, if I make everything and sell it to the Rogues Trader Shop for high alk value as well as the jewelry store, then I actually will be able to have enough money for 99 construction at this point and do mahogany homes. So the future of this account is looking towards collecting more magpies at this moment using this method. I have to rebond these accounts because I did run into the level 3 fire cape during this time and had to stop doing everything and just let the bonds run out, because that was a very time sensitive topic. And that was the last video. You can check that out, by the way, on my channel. But yeah, I did have a wild experience doing this method, met a lot of really weird individuals, bots, Venezuelans as well, and used my Dark Lure account here to just help my other account catch a lot of these implings, get a lot of high alk value profit, and get some more hard clues done, as well as get some more Rex kills done, and use some more of those recoils. I do plan to do this in the future, possibly for the Dragon Axe, but I'm taking a pause actually right now on the Defence Pure Saga series. I've been working on that level 3 that's won all stats that you saw in my last video. I have a lot of cool plans for that. I'm actually streaming those over on my kick.com/Rendi. I'm probably live right now when you're seeing this video go up, so come check me out, come hang out in the chat. It's very chill sometimes, other times it's super complex. I already have a lot of footage pre-recorded on that account that no one else has ever even done, and I'm going to release that someday. But until then, I'll see you all YouTube. Come over to my kick, hang out a bit, and yeah, this is my face, this is me. I decided to put it more in this video. I think I'm going to start doing it more as well, because I need to relate you all to knowing that I am a person. I'm not just a robot doing stupid things in this game for the hell of it. I do have a personality, and maybe I should show that sometimes. So here's my face, my beautiful face with my wise old man glasses, and I hope to see you all over on the kick. You'll see my face there as well, I think, I hope. And if not, I'll catch you all in the next video, which will be a level 3 combat video on this new account that I've been building, and I have a lot of cool plans for that. For the Defence Pure, I plan to eventually finish off 99 defense, get back to it, get a cool PVM boss pet, and finish the non-combat 99s off. So it's coming close to an end for the Defence Pure. Right now we're just kind of going over some things to make the account look more unique, and I thought grabbing all dragon equipment would be a cool thing, like the Dragon Axe. Unfortunately, I did not know I would go 4 times dry on the drop rate with Dagannoth Rex, but yeah, there we are. And I just wanted to share this cool method. Anyone can do it if you have enough bonds. Just make a bunch of 17 hunter accounts, throw a 3rd age ring on them if you're paranoid like me, and sit them there with this Discord alert plugin, and allow it to just ping you based on the world that they're in. Hop to that world, catch the Impling, and compete with some Venezuelans, maybe some bots. I would just use the worlds that they were in to hop to those worlds. So I wanted to share once again this experience with you all, and it was like a cool experiment in a way. And yeah, I will see you next time, or I'll see you over on my kick.com/Rendi. Also, big shout out to all of you. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video or enjoy any of my videos. A last reminder, this video is sponsored by Pocket Champs. If you want to help out the channel, download Pocket Champs in the description below, or use the QR code on the screen now.